We are in Peak Strength and Fitness, and we have Jed Johnson.
Hello.
And Luke Raymond.
What's up, guys?
And they are elite grip guys. Gripsters. Do you guys like the term gripster?
Yeah, gripster.
You do like gripster?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
Cool. That seems to be the common name that people go by.
Well, look at these forearms over here. This dude.
Okay. Oh my God.
You arm wrestle too.
Yeah, I'm an arm wrestler and grip guy.
Yeah.
Mother.
And you have your own grip
I don't
company.
have any forearms.
You make the pinch block.
Yes. I'm the one that contacted
You
Yeah.
contacted me.
Yeah,
I
did
just
you-
figured that out.
Did
Holy
you see
shit.
the octopus sticker on the inside of the block that was there until it fell off
Oh
like
my
a few
God.
weeks ago? Yeah.
No, I didn't put those pieces together.
My coach. I didn't even. I was just happy that you were using that.
Yeah. I always complain about my grip strength sucking because I never get to train it. I just do it for videos. So these guys are going to dissect it, and we're going to go through the basics. The Rolling Thunder from Mind Iron. And this is your Arm Assassin.
No, that's the Iron Mine.
This is Iron Mine.
I got mine. If you want to use it.
Let's use yours. Get this thing out of
Sounds
here. We've got the hub, which is this one is cool, and then we got the grippers, because I haven't learned to set a gripper, and I've been doing them for months.
And I think I've been teaching people how to set wrong, honestly.
Probably.
Let's start with the grippers and get that out of the way because it's some pretty ugly technique that I've seen.
Really?
We need to get it ironed out.
Okay.
No doubt. I've closed 3.5s.
Really?
And I held the world record in the silver bullet for about, 6 months.
For what was your time in there?
On the number 4, it was 15.3 or
What?
15.8. Yeah.
Well, I think if we have a man to set our grip, it's this guy.
Chalk the back of this finger.
Back of the
Yeah,
index finger?
Yeah.
Or did you just chalk your armpit, Luke?
No, just put a gripper in there.
All these fingers and stuff?
It matters because that's a contact point there with the gripper. So when you can pull it in with your thumb on the close and finish off the last eighth of an inch.
That's if you
real
have
easy.
thumbs that are 5 inches long like he does.
Number 1 gripper.
Mm-hmm.
It looks different probably from what you've seen. This is a really old gripper. It doesn't have any of the marks around it. It's rated 77 pounds.
Okay.
Number 2 gripper. This is rated 106. So this is what we're going to do.
1.5.
But when you set it in your hand, you want to start with the placement. The placement's very important. So you want the back handle to split the middle of your pinky. So if you can imagine a line running right through here,
Gotcha.
that's how you want it positioned. The front handle should split the middle of the ring finger.
Oh my God.
Just like that.
Who taught you this stuff?
It's dude, I've been doing this a long time, man. I've been doing this since like 2003. So
Gotcha.
next thing, you want this as far forward in your hand as possible. So
Okay.
I don't really see many calluses here, to be honest with you. But if you had some calluses,
Sure.
you would want the back handle to be sitting on your calluses, just like that. Okay.
Okay.
Now, in this demonstration, we are flat-handed. Okay.
Gotcha.
You're not going to set the gripper like this. What you're
Okay.
going to do is you're going to drop your wrist back and
Okay.
fire your thumb forward. Okay.
What's going on?
So-
I feel like he's reading your palms.
Extend your wrist back. Okay. And fire your thumb forward.
Okay.
And what that does is it makes a pocket like that.
Yes.
So you can see there's almost a channel right there for the gripper to sit in. We're just going to push
Oh.
this gripper
Be
back
up a little higher.
Yeah, push the handle back up.
Okay.
Relax just a little bit. Okay,
This is
because
like
remember
fitting
we
a
got to
ring.
get the alignment.
Yeah. Okay.
So the split there, so that's about right. When you start, it'll look like that. Splitting this finger, splitting that finger. Very important. And then you want to push this thumb forward to the front handle as much as you can.
Okay.
When you set the gripper, you're not setting it with your hand. You're setting it with your upper body because your upper body is a lot stronger than your hands and fingers. Drive with this arm,
Yep.
and that's going to keep this handle in position. And with this arm, you're going to set it, but you're actually setting it in a straight line right down through this bone right here. Okay? So you're going to hook your finger around it.
Yep.
Okay? Just like this.
Okay. Hook my
thumb. That holds it from sliding back in your hand, which
right.
gives you a disadvantage mechanically.
Okay.
So by pushing forward,
Oh wow.
it's holding it in your palm.
Can you feel that?
I can feel my it's my shoulder and my arm working.
You can
instead
feel
of
this.
my
Okay,
fingers. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
good. All right, you don't want spaghetti arms.
Gotcha,
It's just like
yeah, yeah.
Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
You don't want that. Wrap that index finger right around there.
Okay.
Like you're not gonna actually hold it with the finger,
Right.
but it's almost making a fist with this muscle right here.
Okay.
Okay, and then that muscle's gonna get hard.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right. Right. So now we've got this position. Okay. It's fairly technical, but it makes a difference.
Okay.
Keep it close. Yes. So you can keep it high like that, or if you're more comfortable, you can come down here like this.
Okay.
The most important thing is you do what works for you, so you can get the most power. So you should just be able to almost close that gripper down without using your gripping hand.
Oh wow.
Right. So then it's already there,
Wow.
and you can close it down real easy.
Okay. Holy shit. So you're digging into your elbow into your side.
Yeah.
Let's go around this finger like this. Like create like an L and then bend this finger as far as you
Hey
can.
Jake, can I see this real quick?
Yeah.
Do it.
Holy crap.
That's a 3. Easy?
Oh yeah, that's not too bad. Try not to bend that thumb.
Okay.
Try to almost like hitchhiker summit.
Okay.
All right, and then this is gonna hook over, just like yeah. You got it.
So
Just
what are
like
you
that.
hooking here?
He's hooking this part of his finger
Yeah?
into the handle, just like this.
So I'm just doing it open-handed. It's this position.
Oh, I see.
So he's holding it
That's
with his
it.
thumb,
That's
and then he's
way-
pushing this way. So
So you don't hold onto the spring to set these things.
Don't hold on to the spring. No, I mean
So
you can
when
if
when-
you want to make it harder on yourself.
when you get into a heavy gripper, you will have to use your fingers to walk,
Yeah.
and use your hand
And then I
to
keep
get your
it
grip.
close?
And then once you
Yeah,
get it,
if you
then
keep
you're
it close, the
Okay.
leverage is gonna be better. So you're kind of out here like this.
Yep.
I'm gonna go like this, and that's
Okay.
gonna be better. There you go. Just about got it.
Tom, you just closed a 1, basically, man.
Wow, that was
that's-
completely
Now, hold on.
different.
So
okay.
look,
Okay.
so
That's
look where your pinky
incredible.
was.
Okay, my
Your pinky
gra-
almost was entirely on there.
Okay.
When you have it lined up properly,
Yes.
you should only have about probably less than half of your pinky on there.
So less than half of your pinky on there?
Less than half of your pinky. That all comes from the start. So where I line it up here with splitting the pinky here and
Yeah.
splitting the ring finger, that's where it comes from. So if you start with this, and you have to start with this angle so that the back handle's lower, the front handle's higher.
Okay.
And when you do that, then when it comes down, the handles will be parallel. So then wherever you cut the back handle of your pinky, the front handle's going to cut your pinky there too. You only want about half of the pinky on there because that puts your index and your middle finger and your ring finger down lower. Those fingers are a lot stronger. They're doing most of the work. So then you can close it. Just like that.
That's a 2. It's like
Is
my
it that
fucking
one is?
brain exploded.
Oh, yeah.
there's a lot.
We weren't touching this at all.
So when he started with me in 2013, he didn't know anything about this stuff. So I sent him home with a trainer or a 1 or something
It was
like
a
that.
0.5.
A 0.5. And all I had him do was just hundreds of sets, just setting the gripper 100 times, making sure that he got everything lined up
Yeah.
properly with a light gripper. And then I don't think I saw him again for 3 months or something like
September.
that. So April to September, right? And he closed at 2.5.
Jesus.
Just with playing with the light ones?
Yeah, just from playing with the light
Just
ones.
learning the technique, positioning.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
This is insane. I don't
And then the progress from there was obviously much
So then
slower.
my pinky's gonna be on the.
Yep. So that's a little better, but you're still a little high.
Okay.
So the next thing you do, Tom,
Yep.
Using a credit card, you can technically set the gripper completely closed, but you have to open it to a width that the credit card will fit between the handles.
Okay.
And then you can close it.
And that's easier than...
That is significantly harder than a
it's
block
hard-
set.
It's harder.
Yeah, or a mash monster set, which is
Okay.
basically a parallel.
So
set.
what do you call the setting that you just taught him?
this is more like a competition block set for
Block
grip
set,
sport.
okay.
We do this because it takes the hand size factor out of the equation. Because this
it
this
keeps
back
sliding?
handle is sliding.
Yeah, okay.
So if you think about it, the further back this handle is,
Yep.
okay,
less-
the further you have to move this handle with your fingers.
Yep,
And
yep.
the closer your fingers get to your palm, the weaker they become. Just because of
So wait a minute. This block set is an equalizer for hand size.
it's
Right
it's
here.
an equalizer for hand size because everybody can set it down to the same depth. Most people with even small hands will be able to get a good advantageous position on a gripper with that set. So it takes the large hand advantage out of it.
That's cool. I feel okay.
You're gonna be okay now.
Watched a video of yours. It was like 2 or 3 years ago where you said it was something about you didn't believe in grippers at the time. It was like a case not for grippers.
Right. So like grippers are very, very popular.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when people actually need to improve their hand strength, the first thing they think is, I'm going to go buy a bunch of grippers.
Yeah.
Well, the problem is there's a lot of other things that you can do that's more effective for you, such as thick bar and like block weight training or pinch block training.
Gotcha.
I would say those things carry over better to sports and such.
Okay.
Specifically, I was talking about an MMA coach that was working with grapplers or something
Oh,
like that.
okay. So you were talking about functional strength and
Functional,
carryover and
yeah,
all
carryover.
that. Okay. And
Yeah.
that's what we've learned over time, that the grippers are going to apply to gripper.
It's grip sport, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, next video we're going to have John do all kinds of heavy grip stuff and unique stuff they have, but I think you should try before we go any further on this, I think you should try the 3 with their technique and them attacking your technique.
Okay.
We showed the measurements of poundages and whatnot in previous videos, but you're saying that some of them can vary heavily.
Yeah, so the main issue is the gripper from each company. Every company has their own set number system for their grippers. So you'll see ones that are rated at, they say it's 195, but a gripper that feels very close might say it's a 250. So which number is correct? The problem is all those companies have their own system that they use. So in grip sport, we have our own system that we use. It's called an RGC. And I don't have it here, but if you can imagine, it usually would sit into a squat rack like this, and then the gripper sits so that the back handle's parallel, and then a strap is hung off of the top handle. It's suspended down. Weight is applied to the strap, and then gradually this handle comes down and the handles touch. So whatever that weight is that's hanging off of there, that would be the strength level of the gripper. So this gripper is a number 2 from Iron Mind, and if you look at the package, it'll say 195, but the rating for this particular gripper is 106.91562, because I'm very, very psycho about
6 digits,
yeah.
But that's vastly different.
Yeah, but the nice thing about it is all of the grippers that look like this can be rated in the same exact device, and you'll be able to compare the gripper from Iron Mind, Heavy Grips, Gillingham High Performance, etc. All those grippers can now be rated to a whole succession of grippers, and you have a whole progression, and you'll know if I can close someone's gripper that rated 117, then I should be able to close this gripper because it rated 106.
Well, let me clarify for a second. I'm going to try this just real quick because I can't not try it because it's too exciting. But I really want Tom to get some time training for this video.
Oh,
guys.
no, you're good.
Remember the angle. So you're gonna cut this finger with the back handle, cut this finger with the front handle, even more of a steep angle. Yep. And then get out of that flat hand position. Go wrist extended, thumb forward. Yep. This is perfect thumb angle right here.
Your best angle thumb is going to be here.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Holy shit!
Smash, bro.
Holy shit!
I just closed a 3.
You've never closed it before, dude! That's the first time he's closed it! Oh my god!
That's awesome.
Wait.
Nice.
Alright, now do it again from a better angle.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Let me try by myself.
Yeah, repeat. I mean, you gotta rep it out.
Come on!
Dig in.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
it's
so
like air
damn
away.
close, man. But that, you just did it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it looks like you know what you're talking about.
You said that Lucas went from a 2.5 in a few months of just concerted training.
Yeah.
What do you think if you were to really program your gripping and did it really optimally, how fast could you go from, say, like a 1 to a 3?
Well, I've gotten people from missing a 1 to closing a 2.5 in about 5-10 minutes. So it's It's because the thing is, some people have the hand strength,
Right.
but they don't have the technique. And it doesn't matter what drills you're doing, how strong your hands are, if you can pick an inch dumbbell up, it doesn't matter. If your technique looks something like this, you're not going to close a 3. I don't care. It's not going to happen.
Well, you just got it, so that's pretty great. All right, well, let's go to the next thing. I say we do Rolling Thunder because we always call it just the grip and rip it, but there's got to be something we're doing wrong.
You never do grippers after a rolling handle. You will fry your hands, and grippers will feel impossible.
After rolling.
After any
Okay.
rolling handle.
Would you put grippers first in a workout?
Grippers are generally first because I feel like they warm you up, but they don't task your CNS
Gotcha.
as bad as
Okay.
other stuff. Because it's not like a full body lift where you're lifting 200 pounds. You're still challenging your back, your legs a little bit.
Yeah.
Whereas that, you're just going, I mean, you're firing everything else, but it's not getting fatigued.
I just have to say already how much we appreciate this. Is like this knowledge. We've been here for 20 minutes. Dude. It's like too much, man.
For years, I lifted in moccasins. Like if you look at my old YouTube videos, seriously, house slippers.
The minimum one that he rated was actually 138 pounds. The hardest one was a 161. So that's a humongous difference.
That's if you think about that, that's what's the math on that?
20.
That's 23
pounds.
23 pounds. That's on the same gripper. 23 pounds is like that's like a 2.5 to a 3. All right, Tom, first tip. That's way too much chalk for the Rolling Thunder, bro. Fuck. Way too much chalk. So when you put that's hilarious. Right. So when you have too much chalk on your hands, it almost turns into ball bearings on your hands. So it almost turns into like a lubricant.
Okay.
Especially on this slick plastic.
Yeah.
Now steel is a different story. You can take chalk like that and you almost rub it and get like an accumulation of chalk, but that doesn't happen on the Rolling Thunder. So you can use chalk, but you don't want to use too much.
Okay.
And because you don't want to rob your hand of all the moisture, because you can actually use that as a way to like get into the handle more.
Yeah.
Like where you go like this. And you
Right.
So you can almost do that on the Rolling Thunder too. Oh. And if you do it enough, you'll start to feel that it starts getting tacky.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
But you'll never
I
get
got
that
you.
if you've got too much chalk. on
Right.
your hands.
That's kind of like the this thing
Yeah.
that Ode was
Yep.
telling us.
Is before you go, you want to clap your hands. And there shouldn't be like big clouds of
All right, so I got
chalk.
too much.
Yeah.
The rock climbers.
That's not too bad.
Do a couple pulls just to get warmed up a little
Okay.
bit.
One thing you usually see is like people lift it and the damn loading pin is out like in front of their toes, and you're not doing that, so that's good. But the one thing I do see, I prefer to lift with a bent elbow.
Okay.
So, and then keep my elbow bent. All right.
Sure.
There's just something about the length tension ratio.
An optimal length tension relationship as far as like the length of the muscle. So mid range is generally going to be your strongest point. There is obviously a variability, but as you bend your elbow, that slightly shortens the flexor muscles and allows it to be in a better position, so you can lock the arm out, and then you're not at end range. Whereas here, you're at end range extension. You're putting a little flexion, but you're bending the fingers. So generally, mechanical advantage is going to be slightly bent versus straight arm. I mean, there are people that are ungodly strong with their arm straight, but
Well, and
that
you're
comes with training.
And you're an arm wrestler, so it makes sense you would bend as well.
Yeah, like
Or maybe a little less.
just fiddle.
So you don't have to angle your wrist as much.
Okay.
Generally, people
Yeah, so-
are stronger with a slight wrist extension.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So about here.
So what happens is, as you bend your arm, it actually allows your wrist to kind of be in a slightly flexed position.
Right,
already,
because before I
versus
was
being
like
here.
this.
Yeah.
Now I can go more
A little
like
bit
this.
less, yeah.
Okay. I'm still doing the straight.
Yeah, and so it might only be 5 degrees.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily have to
Okay.
be a huge arm bend.
Interesting.
Thing is, try it and see what it can do for you.
Okay. It feels different.
As far as strength, obviously, if your bicep isn't able to maintain, say you get to 150 pounds, your bicep isn't strong enough to maintain that, you're not going to be able to maintain a bent arm.
Gotcha.
So then you'll just automatically go to a straight arm.
Oh, okay.
So there has to be a little bit of all full body strength allowing you to be able to use that too.
Right. Yeah, the rock climber dude we had, Magnus,
he was doing bent arm,
Yeah.
but he's got insane strength
Yeah, he's got
in his
insane
arms.
locking strength.
Yeah.
One arm pull up, one
Exactly.
finger pull up.
Spit on it. Rub some dirt
I'm
on
not
it.
gonna spit on someone else's rolling thunder, John.
Oh.
Yeah, I tried to go bent and then I went straight.
So one
but-
thing, I mean, this is with all grip implements.
Yeah.
I prefer to hold it with my offhand.
Okay.
So that allows me to be able to control what's doing. Whereas here, you're kind of fiddling with it, trying to get in a position.
That's huge.
Trying to get it so it's stable,
Okay.
and that way you can get the position that you really want to be.
Yeah.
And if you start lifting enough, you may realize my hand's in the wrong spot. So then you start over.
Oh, okay.
Regrip, and then you can just pull from there.
Oh, gotcha. And you're kind of using your quad to
Yeah,
finish it.
I mean,
Or not-
right here
not
I'm
to
just doing a
start, but
straight
just
arm,
to
just
set.
doing, and then just pushing with my legs. So my arm's just holding, doing
Right.
ISO, and then my body's what's actually lifting it.
Okay.
Ah, son of a gun!
Okay, when should he stop?
You've had a long day, so you're probably a little wiped.
Oh yeah.
So you may not hit your top number today, seeing how
Yeah.
it's late. So if you're hitting something and it's not even coming off the ground, it's
Right.
probably at least not going to happen that time. So I
Yeah.
would probably look at taking at least 5 minutes break before I try it
Gotcha.
again. And then if it doesn't come up, then it's probably just not your day for that weight, and you drop down.
Okay.
I mean, in grip, especially with something like what are your hands? They're like 7.5, 7 3/4.
We never measure actual size, but
Oh God, Jed.
Jed's hands
Oh
are.
God, Jed.
Mine are 8.5. I think this one's 8 3/4.
Why, Jed? Why?
gosh.
Grip implements get extremely heavy
Yeah.
when you add 1.25 pounds, 2.5.
Right.
Okay, and that's for me. So on a rolling thunder, for you, a 1/2 pound could make something feel like a boat anchor.
Taking a 10-pound jump is what we always do, and never get to train it. So it's going to be fun because October, guys, we're going to actually take time to do stuff like this and apply the knowledge that we've gained.
There's been times where you try to take either a 10 or a 25-pound jump, you can't get it. You take weight off and you do incremental jumps, and
Yeah.
then 2 lifts later you lift that weight easy because now you're warmed up. You get your body used to that weight versus just making a huge jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But also you haven't really done any full body exercises to really get your CNS fired. So there's
Right.
a lot of things involved. You've been sitting in the car all day. There's a
Yeah,
lot of things that
exactly.
can play into that. Dehydration makes a huge factor as far as being able to really be at your elite level, especially when you're doing weight cuts for contests. That's where you really notice it. So there's a lot of things that come into play with these small fine motor muscles versus your big muscles like your quad, your glute, your back. Like I feel like those aren't hampered nearly as bad as your grip muscles by all those things.
Thanks, guys, for making a lot of excuses for how weak I am. Ode Hogan, he mentioned this contest called the King Kong Grip Challenge. It's actually multi-venue and it's all around the world.
That's right. All around the world, multiple countries.
October 27th?
October 27th.
Well, there's one in Nashville.
It's close to my hometown.
We should probably go.
Yeah,
We should drive there.
and we could do that. Yeah.
That's fun. That'd be fun. So, how does it work?
The competitions all take place on the same day. Get the results and they send them to the main organizer of the competition, and then they just sit on them, and then they compile all the results once they're in, and then the next day or 2 days later you see where you came out at the end. So there will be a King Kong of grip, which is the number 1 in the open class, and then there's winners in all the weight classes.
Is that... That's yours?
Yeah, I won in 2015.
Holy crap. Wow.
Is this your trophy?
I got a medal. I think it's in a drawer. It might be in my underwear drawer somewhere.
Oh, God.
That's what I have to really show it off, though.
All right. Well, we'll plan for that, Tom.
Let's go there.
Oh, it moved more than ever.
That's not happening today. It's okay though. Let's do some little hand strength here.
I talked about my competition PR for quite a while because it was so much more than my normal PR. And you were the chalk whisperer at the competition that I
So
set the PR
as you
on.
can see, the hub is very seasoned with chalk.
This one looks like it was like
It's been used a bunch, and the chalk is very thick. So paint textures on their equipment. So the old style was more glossy, and it's much harder to chalk, which is what the pinch block was that we had in Philly. And then it has this other one that's like it's slightly textured and it chalks much easier. So this one, obviously, you can see has a good amount of chalk on it and a good texture to it,
This is so
and it makes a huge difference.
All right, Mr. Chalk Whisperer, work your magic. So I want to.
You might not have
this.
enough video camera for this.
God.
Sometimes, like the ones in Philly, the pinch block, I was working on for 30 minutes.
Oh my god.
Literally.
What?
I was chalking for 30 minutes.
Wait. Well, it looks completely. Wow, there's a lot of blood on this.
That's just rust.
Oh, okay. Well, you work over there on this. Chalk whispering, my hub. This is so cool. We should have him chalk whisper everything.
We need to whisper. Did you do the finger tuck?
So I do whatever is allowed in the competition.
Okay.
I used to handicap myself by trying to stay strict according to the letter of the law.
This-
to begin touching your fingertips on the flange.
Yes.
And I don't see how this counts as the fingertips touching, but it does.
Okay.
So I always thought that you had to have your thumb like this. So that's how I did it for years. And I topped out at like 55 pounds.
Right.
So then once I started doing this, I was up in the 70s.
Wow.
So the hubs are something that smaller-handed individuals actually, I feel, end up with a pretty decent advantage on because their hand is naturally closer to the implement. When I'm grabbing with my straight thumb, I've got probably 2 inches of
Oh,
space
wow.
there. When I hook, now I'm down here to only an inch of space.
Oh, so that's just helping with leverages and
Like
Wow.
leverages, yeah. And when you consider that there's so many joints in each finger, I mean, any little bit of leverage that you can gain
Right.
is a
and
big
like, if you
advantage.
compare the amount of space between my hand,
Yeah.
it's because it's smaller.
Right.
It's pretty different. Okay. That's 30.
This is another one where I definitely find a huge advantage if I bend my arm. And I'm picking it up like this.
Okay.
So that's probably where I get the size of this muscle.
Okay.
I don't have any forearm muscle anywhere else except right there because I've bent my arm for so many years.
Holy shit!
That
Yeah.
makes
This is
insane.
okay.
Yeah, so but I would shift this way, come towards me.
Yep.
Yeah, so I would want a straight line from my shoulder down to the
Okay.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
How's it feel, Tom?
It felt. I just had a bit more, I guess, tension and anchor points on my body.
Yeah. If you're gonna go with a straight arm, that's fine as long as every joint is tensed up. Because now there's a connection point between everything. Whereas if you're loose and your shoulder's out, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm squeezing that hard. I can already feel it back here in my shoulder.
Okay.
So I want to bam, tuck that in there.
Yeah.
And then pick it up.
Okay.
How's it going back there, Luke?
Getting there.
It's coming along. When Luke does this, he actually uses like a stagger stance.
Really?
So you can play with it that way too.
In terms of chalking for this, do you just get the outside and make sure to get your fingertips really well, but you don't want too much, or?
I don't even end up chalking my palm
Right.
at all. And usually what I do is I just stick my hand in the chalk dust and just go like this.
Oh,
And that's all I usually get.
really?
I think, if I remember correctly, I think when I grab the hub, I almost get like a side pressure on this finger maybe.
Okay.
So if that's the case with you, if you can just try to be aware of where you end up grabbing it, you'll want to chalk that area too. You want to be aware of your contact points. Sometimes on some pinch implements, what a lot of people don't realize, they think they're grabbing something like this, but really their thumb actually turns in like that. So you have to be aware of that. So if all you chalked is this region of your thumb, but you're actually contacting it here and you don't want to be chalked there, well, you're holding yourself back. Come on, dude. Get it!
I got it. I just didn't try hard enough.
Oh man.
What Luke's talking about, getting your thumb locked in first.
Okay.
He's saying put your thumb there first.
Yeah.
Don't dig your fingers in and
okay.
then lock your thumb.
Yeah.
Get your thumb there, and what you can do, you can actually like stretch around the implement like this.
Huh.
Okay? That puts your skin under pressure. Like I'm giving you like serious like this is minutia of the sport.
Yeah.
But when you do this on everything that you do,
Yeah.
and the numbers go up across the board, it really becomes an advantage for you. So when you put it in place, right, don't just squeeze, right? You're not just going to squeeze here. You're going to torque your skin and twist it all around.
Oh wow.
Okay, that'll give you a few more ounces.
Yeah.
But pennies make dollars. You might not feel a huge advantage today, but if you play with it a little bit, you might find that it
So
helps.
I notice your distal joint is
Yeah.
flexed. When you really get it over, what it actually creates is your knuckles are actually past your fingers.
Oh.
Because what that
Okay,
does is
yeah.
it creates skin tension between these. So you're actually creating as much tension from your thumb to this joint by pulling. So as you can see, my skin gets very tight right there as
Right.
I
And
pull
see that-
across.
See that
That's
joint
good.
there? The best lifters on the hub in the world, it's like their
Actually
finger
bends
turns
backwards.
inside out.
And
Wait, what?
You're trying to lift it with your fingers bent. Your contact point is very small, whereas with your fingers extended, now you have your whole pad on. So you increase your contact point, which increases your friction.
Okay.
Okay, so here,
A
got
little
my
bit of
thumb.
muscle control.
Okay, that's interesting. I mean, it feels more powerful.
It will.
I just feel like I'm completely fried, but that's okay.
You got weights and a hub in the back of the car for the rest of this OK tour.
Yeah, we're gonna need that. It's getting there.
So there's most of it is chalked pretty well. I mean, you can feel it. It's actually got some really good texture to it.
Oh my! Is this mine?
Yeah, that's yours.
Oh!
That's yours.
All right, last we're gonna do the. Correct me. On the last video, we were actually using the arm assassin. Is it the pin? It's just a pinch block, you call it.
Adjustable pinch block. Yep.
Arm assassin adjustable.
You can use
pinch
3-inch or 4-inch.
Wow, the texture on this is lovely.
Generally, when people start to lose a lift, it's because of the thumb side.
Oh.
So generally, when you want to have a lot of a good chalking, it's going to be where your thumb makes contact, right on that corner. There are times that your fingers, but majority of the time, your thumb is what's going to lose when the weight gets heavy.
On this, I need a little bit more. Or?
Yeah, I would chalk that.
Okay. Son of a fuck, wow.
It's a huge jump. I mean,
Yeah.
we could go back to a quarter and go dime, and you might get it, or dime, dime.
Yeah. Most people, when you just grab something and pinch it, you're generally just trying to pinch and lift.
Yeah.
But one way to generate increased friction and increased tension is to actually get your hand in place, and then you actually create this flexion motion. So once it gets heavy, you may not actually be able to move it as far as into that motion, but you're still creating that same tension where
Okay.
you're trying to, again, flex, tip it. It's digging the thumb webbing in, and it's digging the fingertips in, which is then creating a little bit extra friction.
You were given this tip and you never said it to me.
Oh, really? I was giving it to everyone in the subway the other day.
I don't. You never. I didn't hear it. I was not listening. I guess.
My thumb more just above the knuckle, and that gives me kind of a bony stopping point.
okay.
And then I get it where I need to, and then I walk my fingers over as far as possible.
Okay.
Oh!
You play with the elbow angle on that too.
Okay.
When you get some chance
Again,
to,
do the
Do the elbow
do
thing.
more elbow.
What about the elbow?
drop an elbow on it, bro.
I know. I gotta drop that elbow.
On pinch blocks, it's huge. It's
bent
a
arm?
huge bent arm.
This is wild.
Come on.
Attack! That was an encyclopedia of grip
Oh my
on just 4 implements.
Christ, dude.
When there's
Yeah.
like about 100 of them.
You could-
So,
This is like Farmer Burns' wrestling encyclopedia, but the grip version. I suck at grip strength, and I want to get better. And thank God there's someone to teach me that's not Jujimufu. Because he sort of knows what's going on. These guys do, and it was fantastic. But next video, Juji and these guys are going to try some wild shit.